Hi kids! Today we're going to draw a picture of cacti. So for this project, the thing you'll need is a pencil, an eraser, and watercolor paper. For painting, you're going to need some paint, brushes, and colored pencils. Feel free to use whatever paint you like. Today we'll be using watercolor. And you'll also need a Sharpie or any waterproof pen. So the first thing we're going to draw is the bowl at the bottom. So here I'm going to draw a semicircle shape at the bottom of our paper. Go ahead and put in the background line. You're then going to want to go ahead and draw the cacti in front. So I'm starting with 3 semicircles on top of the bowl. Go ahead and draw one more small cacti behind, and one more. Then we're going to draw a larger cacti. This one's much taller. And I keep building on top of each one. I'm also drawing a few crystals that stick out on the side, so go ahead and draw a box. 2 more large cacti. I'm going to draw the arms. This cacti has a few lines in it, so I'm going to go ahead and draw those. Here we're going to add 3 lines to show where the needles are going to point. Now I'm drawing the lines inside of the crystals. And a flower on top here. Go ahead and draw circles for the flowers. And then we're gonna add little bumps all around it to make sort of a cloud shape. That's it. Next we're going to go ahead and trace. Go ahead and grab a waterproof marker and go ahead and trace all the lines that you see. Make sure you don't trace any of the needles yet. We're going to do that at the end with a colored pencil. Now we're going to start painting. Now the first thing we're going to paint is the background. I'm going to divide my background into 3 different areas. Feel free to use tempera, acrylic, or any other medium. You could even use colored pencils if you wanted to. And for this side, I'm going to make it a little bit harder. So instead of drawing lines for myself, I'm going to try to blend the watercolor. The best way to blend watercolor is to not overwork it. I would recommend blending your color only if you've used watercolor before. So by that, go ahead and lay down your first color. And then with your second color, go ahead and blend the colors together just a little bit. The water will do most of the blending on its own. To get your colors to look really light, add more water. Here I'm just flipping my paper upside down so it's easier to paint. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint the table. I'm going to divide it into two sections. I'm going to use my lightest color on top. At the bottom, go ahead and start using your second color. Once again, you can choose to divide your space into two sections with a line or blend your color together. Now I'm going to go ahead and paint the cactus. Make sure your background is completely dry, because if it's still wet, your colors will bleed together. If you'd like, you can use two colors on each cactus. And here, use a darker green on the right and a lighter green on the left. Go ahead and choose a different color for each cactus. Here I'm using a darker shadow on the bowl and filling in the top with a light gray. Go ahead and let your image dry completely, and now we're going to go ahead into colored pencil. So I'm just going to shade in a few areas that I missed with paint. These are pretty small, so sometimes using a colored pencil is easier to get into those small areas. And now we're going to go ahead and draw some shadows. So go ahead, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a little line to place my shadow at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and shade in very lightly in little circles. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw a shadow on each cactus. So go ahead, give yourself a line and shade very lightly up until that line. going to go ahead and add a shadow to each cactus. Here I'm using just a slightly darker color, just to give it more definition.
Go ahead and draw a large circle underneath your bowl. This is the shadow on the table. And color it in with little circles. Now we can go ahead and draw our needles. Go ahead and choose a different color than your base. I recommend using a darker color so that it shows up well. You can make them dots or spikes, whichever you prefer. Here I'm drawing lines. And here I'm just shading along the line that we drew in the beginning. And here I'm just tracing over the line with a darker red pencil. Now if you used tempera or acrylic or oil pastel, it may be a good idea to go over your image with a black pencil. With watercolor, you don't have to do it too much because the paint is transparent. Just if you went outside any lines, you can make your line thicker or darken it up so that it shows up well up to the end. And we're done!